Up. There we go. Welcome to the House that Hammer built by the nation for the nation. Welcome to Raider Nation News today. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. Happy New Year to each and every single one of y'all. Break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. We do have the Antonio Pierce press conference live. Should be starting up momentarily. Let me do a quick roll call. Tim Chubb, Serial Eater, Ghostmaster, your name here. John B, Big Mo, Robert Hicks, Jamal, Out the House, Ray, Raider, Lakers, Gerardo. Hope everybody's doing well. They just put on the rotating shield, so Antonio Pierce should be taken to the podium momentarily. The players will be returning for practice tomorrow. Of course, Wednesday will be our weekly Aiden O'Connell, Devontae Adams press conference. We will be doing that. That'll probably be the last live I do for the week. Salute to everybody else that's pulling on in. I see Franklin just popped on in. Sean Johnson, salute to all you guys. Tough loss yesterday, 23-20 to the Colts in Indy. Some very weird and fucked up calls at the end of that game. 2 against Jack Jones, which both of them clear as day should not have been called at all against him, and gave the advantage to the Colts. I know woulda, coulda, shoulda, and we should have handled our business as well, but things like that should not have happened either. Let's go through the quick let's go through the team stats real quickly. For the Raiders, 26 first downs to the Colts 16. Total plays 74-53 in favor of the Raiders. Total yards 370-349 in favor of the Raiders. Total drives 10 for Indy, 9 for the Raiders. Yards per play 5.0 for us, 6.6 for the Colts. Passing 286-215 in favor of the Raiders. Rushing 134-84 in favor of the Colts. The Colts were only sacked one time for a loss of 9 yards. We were sacked twice for a loss of 13. Red zone, we were 2 for 3. The Colts were 1 for 3. Penalties, which was something that killed us yesterday. Haven't had this many penalties since week 4 of the season. 7 penalties for 54 yards, 5 for 52 for Indy. Time of possession, 33-44 for the Raiders, 26-16 for the Colts. Let's go into the individual stats for our guys. You know I don't care about our opponents. Aiden O'Connell, 30 of 47, 299 yards, 6.4 on average with 2 touchdowns. Again, was sacked 2 times for a loss of 13. Rushing, our leader was Zeus, 20 carries, 71 yards, 3.6 on average. Devontae Adams, 13 receptions on 21 targets for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jacoby Myers, 6 for 56 on 10 targets. Trey Tucker, 2 for 36 on 5 targets. Zeus, 5 for 35 on 6 targets. Austin Hooper, 3 for 28 on 3 targets. Amir Abdullah, 1 for 18 on 1 target. Defensive leaders, I'm just going to go through our top 4. Nate Hobbs, 8 total, 4 solo. John Jenkins, 7 total, 5 solo, 1 for loss. Robert Spillane, 6 total, 5 solo. Max Crosby, 6 total, 3 solo. 1 for a loss and 1 QB hit. And Amik Robertson, as much as I don't like to talk about this guy, 4 total, 3 solo. Let me catch up with you guys. Refs in all these games have been fucking up. Yeah, we also saw it in the Detroit-Dallas game on Saturday night. This officiating crew, the officials as a whole this year, it's just been so up and down. Some nonsensical calls. That pass interference yesterday, there's no way you were catching that inbounds. The ball was landing on the white of the sideline. That would have been an incomplete anyways. That offsides, bullshit. Jack Jones was clearly watching the ball, and he moved the second that ball was snapped. You gave them a second chance there with that field goal that had already been missed. Like, it's upsetting. It's frustrating. And I'm trying to be a lot more level-headed. I know a lot of people are upset about yesterday. Not to say that I'm not, but I'm just not really trying to show it while I sit here and do a show for you guys. That really isn't the person I should be. And I'm trying to be a little bit more professional when it comes to me doing this stuff for you guys. Again, the growth doesn't happen without each and every single one of y'all. Yes, I'm upset. A lot of things went sideways offensively. A lot of bad decision making. I don't know who to blame, Bo Hardegree or Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce is our head coach, but third and short situations, fourth and short situations, you're doing some trick plays for what? You need 1 or 2 yards. You're airing it out on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. Just run it up the gut and convert. Extend the drives. We have one more game left. We have one more game left on the season. It's a division game. It's still an important game, regardless of us being out of the playoffs at this point in time. It's still a very important game. As it stands right now, we are 4-2. 4-2 in our division, which is amazing. We can finish this season at 5-2. 5-2 in the division. That's a really, really good look. DA didn't get a call. No, he didn't. He didn't on several occasions. The popularizing of gambling in the NFL has made the games more questionable. That's a very valid point. It's a very valid point, Tim. We passed way too much for me. Colts was 28th ranked. Yep. Actually 29th. 29th. They had the third worst rushing defense in the league. And instead of running it, you decide to be pass happy. For what? For what? Run the ball, eat the clock. That's it. Defense was on the field a lot more than they should have been. In the presser last night, Antonio Pierce says that he trusts in the defense, especially when our opponent's offense is backed against the wall, which I get, I respect. But at the same time, you need to score points, because if you don't score points, you don't win games. We've seen this anemic offense for weeks on end. The prior 2 games, our defense did a lot of the scoring for us, and that cannot happen on a consistent week in, week out basis for any team in this league to win or remotely have a shot at being in the playoffs. So it is what it is at this point in time. Again, we are waiting for Coach Antonio Pierce to take to the podium. The Raiders YouTube does have the rotating shield on. We are also doing a simulcast. We are on X. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. Those that are on X, those that are on Facebook, come on over to YouTube, Raider Nation News Today. Come join the conversation. Hit that subscribe button as well. It doesn't cost you a thing.
You guys had a long night? Shit. Where the group?
Good.
You left everybody in Indy, huh? Everybody party in Indy, okay? Downtown Indy. Good.
AP, I know you said yesterday after the game, obviously you get paid to play 17 games and coach 17 games, but what goes into that? I'm sure you've been on teams in your career, maybe where the last game of the regular season, you're out in the playoff hunt. Like, how do you actually instill that to where guys still give full effort on game day?
Yeah, unless you plan on retiring or not playing in the NFL or coaching in the NFL, this is still on your resume. I think it's no different at any level, right? You always look at the last 4 or 5 games or 6 games of the season, how a team plays, how their coach, how that coach, and vice versa. So I think for us it's very important. It's still part of the process and evaluation. To be honest, and I think our guys take pride in playing football. I think they love football. I think we got guys here that love football. I think we got coaches here that want to coach and see our guys win. It's 2024. It's a new year. It's a great opportunity to go out with a bang at home, get our fan base excited for what's going to come in the future.
And obviously still got a game left to play, but, it's been, 8 or 9 weeks now since you stepped into the position. How do you kind of reflect on, just how the job that you've done the second half of the season, and are you allowing yourself to think ahead at all to, what may lay ahead this offseason?
Yeah, no, I'm staying present to answer your last question. And then how do I evaluate myself? I think each and every week you've learned something new about myself. I've learned something new about myself. This is a game, regardless of how much you've played or been in. There's always something new that comes up that you have to adapt and adjust to. That's been a good part of the process of growing. Understanding players, coaches, the dynamic to maintain that at a high level each and every week, to bring it each and every week, and what that takes and what it looks like. I think that's something that, I'm going to reflect on and hopefully get better as I go along. Excuse me. At the end of the day, everything's going to be looked at in wins and losses. And I think that's fair, and that's what this business is about. I said that at the very beginning, right? It says production-based, and it's about wins and losses. But I do also think it's about what do you build in the foundation. And I think for the most part, in these 8 or 9 weeks, there's been a solid foundation that we've built as a team and as an organization that we can look on and say, okay, those are things that went well, and there's some other things that we could do better. And that's how I would look at it.
I know you talked about the game being for pride and everybody want to be out there and continue playing, but is there anything that changes in terms of injury evaluation, things like that, in terms of a guy might have played if it was for playoffs, might not play this week, or those kind of things play into your decision making?
For not me, I'll be honest. That might be something that I need to talk to with Mr. Davis and Champ Kelly about. But for me, if you're healthy, you're ready to go, we play. You play, and that's the way I was raised in this game, and that's how I see the game. If you're able to play, you play, and you play at your fullest ability. And if we have guys that I feel are not doing it, then we'll remove them from the game and from practice and go with somebody that wants to play. But I don't see that being a problem. I haven't seen a 1-2 being an issue here with us.
I guess a kind of similar question is there guys that you might not otherwise play that you want to evaluate for the future that you put out there? Like is that things you can do now that you might not have been able to do otherwise?
I'm sure that's up for conversation. I haven't put much thought into that one, though. No, sir. Not as of right now.
Coach, there's a lot of similarities between life and football. Obviously, we're nearing the end of the season. What are some maybe lessons you hope the players themselves have learned or take from this season?
Well, to look at adversity in the eye, don't blink, be together as a team, do it for one another, have love for the game, have some passion for the game, do it the right way, make it sound the right way, make it look the right way. I think our guys have really embraced each other over the last 8 weeks. I think our team overall has bonded well together and gotten to really understand what team really is. I mean, everybody talks about it. Every coach will come up here and give you their cliche and their layout and their PowerPoint about what team is. But what is it really? What does it look like? And I think hopefully these guys over the last 8 weeks have realized what we've done and what we're trying to do is just that. Is do it for one another and do it as a team.
That's good. You've had I guess time to look at film now and think about it for 24 hours. The penalty that was called on Jack. Is there? I mean, do you hear from the league? Is that something you?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, man. Look, they called it. Went against the Raiders, like I said last night. Don't make it close.
But
right? Don't put us in that position where it's close enough where they have to call it.
Way.
And their head coach did a good job. You saw right away he ran to the official and pointing something out and caught his attention, and a couple seconds later the flag came out and it didn't go for the Raiders on that one. That was a bad play for us.
Now that you had a chance to look at the film, third and one seemed like the yard that you guys couldn't pick up. What was could you put your finger on what was going on with 3rd and 1?
Yeah, just stay within who the Raiders are, right? Just convert the third downs. You could always go back and second guess a play call, but we've had a way that we wanted to do things, and sometimes just stay on script.
All right.
Cool.
All right, there you guys have it. Coach Antonio Pierce with his Monday weekly presser. Clearly, he doesn't want to get fined, but he knows what it was, and clear as day, those flags should not have been called on Jack Jones, either one of them. That was complete bullshit, and I'm glad he took the high road because we don't need our head coach taking a fine regardless of where we are in the season at this point in time. And those that are coming in, if you haven't, if you're under a rock, I guess, we have been eliminated from any attempt at playoff contention this season. We have one game remaining against the Denver Broncos, an AFC West division rival. Again, as it stands right now, we are 3-2 in the division. The Denver Broncos have not beat the Las Vegas Raiders since we relocated to Vegas. And at the same time, starting quarterback Russell Wilson has been benched for the season. Pretty much all Sean Payton's doing, and a lot of people, especially within the media, have had a lot of negative things to say in regards to Sean Payton and the decision that he had made. It's clear as day that Russell Wilson will not be back as a Denver Bronco next season. Not our monkey, not our circus, but it is kind of a messed up situation to see something like that happen for, in regards to a head coach that has been out the league for God knows how long. He thought that, I guess, he was going to come in Denver and be that savior, and you see where they are now. But bumping heads with a franchise quarterback, berating him on a sideline, shit like that should not fly. And clearly there is a huge issue there in Denver. But I digress. Going into this matchup this coming Sunday, again, it's our last game of the season, our last game at home. Former Raider Jarrett Stidham will be starting at quarterback. They did beat the LA Chargers last night. Let me see if I can get that information up real quickly. And I'm curious to see what he did for them yesterday as well. Let's Let's find this on ESPN.com. All right. So, yes, the Broncos won by a final score of 16-9. They were at home. Jared Stidham, 20 of 32 for 224 yards and 1 touchdown last night. We saw what he could do the last 2 games of the season with us last year, so it's not a surprise. The Chargers are starting Easton Stick since Herbert went down with that finger injury. As it stands right now, Chargers, another dumpster fire of a season. What else is new? These guys can never stay healthy. They sit at 5-11, and as it stands right now, the Broncos are 8-8. I believe, if I remember correctly, they might still be in the hunt. So again, we might not have a chance at the playoffs, but what better way to finish the season than to ruin the Broncos season or their shot at a playoff opportunity, a wild card opportunity? I'm here for it, man. I'm absolutely here for it. I will be at the game, and I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to DJ Lenny Danger. Blessings, Hammer. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you and yours as well. Happy New Year to Raider Nation. I say we play more rooks. Keep AOC out and have Hoyer as a backup instead of Jimmy G. Could potentially do that. He didn't do much, just dink and dunk. Again, for the yards that he put up passing-wise, he didn't do bad. But again, you relied on the pass way too much this time around. You should have been running it a hell of a lot more against a run defense that ranked 29th in the league. So it is what it is. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. We got to move on, though. Last game of the season, and again, we can play spoiler going into this game on Sunday and finish our season on a very high note. Again, 3-2 in the division. Technically could have been a 3-1. I'm sorry, a 4-1 in regards to that first matchup against the Chargers. But again, woulda, coulda, shoulda. We have a better record than we did last year. This team seemed to come together a lot more with Antonio Pierce at the helm. Our defense turned it around tremendously as well. We will do our season recap next week once I do get back home, but still upside, still things to look forward to, especially going into our final game of the season. Shout out to Raider Solo. What up, Hammer? Love the setup. Appreciate you, man. Salute to the champ, two-time champ, Desert Raider. He is pretty much locked up year 2 with our pigskin pick'em. Congratulations to you, and we'll definitely be talking off air once the season is completely over. We definitely got something in store for you, boy. This O-line needs to be completely remade. I wouldn't say completely. Andre James, yes, you got to go, bro. You are the weakest link on that line. Greg Van Roten, vote me for the Pro Bowl. Yeah, you're smoking meth. No. I'd much rather see him go. Illuminor, 2 false starts yesterday. Illuminor being Illuminor. We don't want you back next year. Again, we've talked about Renfro. I think Renfro is probably going to be traded. I'm kind of hoping at this point he's going to be traded. He's been a non-factor. And not an insult, it's just a fact of life. We see what Tucker's capable of doing. I much rather see Renfro traded. And realistically, we're probably only going to get like a 6th, maybe a 5th if we're lucky. Amik, yeah, you got to go. You know how I feel about him. But again, we're still in the middle of the regular season, so it's really not time to talk about that stuff right now. We get to the offseason, we will have a lot to talk about. And again, just because our season is over doesn't mean that me and the rest of my brothers at Mount Shieldmore are done or going on hiatus. We will be here. We still will be giving you guys real Raiders content as much as we possibly can. We will talk about the free agency period. We will talk about, obviously, the draft. We will be doing our mock drafts. We will be putting our GM hats on. And also, we still have to take into consideration, as much as we don't want to, I know I don't, but obviously they're still going to have to go through their vetting process of who the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders is going to be. We're all hoping, at least most of us are hoping, it's going to be Antonio Pierce. That dude is clearly a leader among men. He has the experience at a high level, playing in the NFL, winning a Super Bowl. He's coached high school, he's coached college, and now he's at the top of the top. So I don't see why we don't give this guy the chance, give him that 2 to 3 year extension that I've been ranting and raving about for weeks on end now. But I do want AP as our head coach moving forward. Shout out to Raider Solo on the 199 super. What do you think about Russ at quarterback? So I jokingly was saying this to Graf yesterday, and salute to my big bro. Happy New Year to you and the family, bro. I was joking around saying, hey, he's going to be gone league vet minimum for 1 year, maybe, but there was a guy that I watched yesterday that I still would not mind taking a flyer on. Somebody that's already has the experience at the pro level, and that's Justin Fields. If we decide to maybe get Justin Fields and still draft a quarterback as well to learn behind him, but I don't know. I really don't know right now. Like, people are putting videos up. Oh, look at how Justin Fields extends plays with his legs. Look at what he's done for them. And I've talked about it in regards to Justin Fields, in regards to his production, his performance this season. We've talked about trading him for a second or a third. If that value seems to be higher than it already was, you might be looking at a first. I'm not. Don't quote me on that, but if the league, if the Bears look at his value being higher than a second and a third, you're probably going to see him going from maybe a first round pick, but we shall see. Desert Raider said, trading Renfro 4-6 is a win. Need that salary off the books. You're 1,000% correct on that, bro. Meek, sorry ass Robertson got to go. Should have been gone a long time ago. Max, I don't know how long you've been watching me and this channel, but I've been saying Meek should go for a very, very, very long time. But yet he's still here, so it is what it is. Take the money we would have given Jacobs and get a nice amount off that to Kuntz. I think Kuntz has one more year with us. We'll see, though. We'll see, Too Severe. And salute to you, bro. Happy New Year. Shout out to the GM himself, Walt. The Raiders offseason starts tonight. Penix, head coach. If Mark Davis has the will and money to get Harbaugh, get him. The Harbaughs may win a Super Bowl and national championship. You think so, Walt? Because I think my boys are going to handle their business tonight against Washington and end up probably playing Michigan for the national championship, and Texas might win that game. Hook 'em, baby. Can't wait to watch that game tonight. AP brings attitude. We need attitude. Absolutely. 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 LV said Fields is trash. That's debatable. Shout out to Hug D's on the 499. Salute to you, my brother. Raiders did Raider stuff this year. Fired coach. Offense still has a McDaniel stink on it. Another year high on the hopium and disappointment. Damn, bro. That's that's pretty accurate, and that's definitely a hot take, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much on the super. Again, tough pill to swallow with that loss yesterday, and a lot of shit that didn't go our way, but at the same time, we did not handle our business either. It's a tough situation, but again, we have one game left. We do go against our rival in the Denver Broncos this coming Sunday. The game does officially have a time now. Been waiting for that for God knows how long. It's going to be at 1:25 Pacific time, so I'll be 4:25 on the East Coast. I believe Graf will be doing the watch party on Sunday. I, of course, will not be around, so make sure to tune in. And if you're not subscribed to him, obviously subscribe to my big bro, OLV Network on YouTube. And for those that are in here right now, if you haven't already, break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash a bell. You see it on the top right corner, 2 away from 7,400. Let's go a little further past 7,400 so it locks in. Like, we know how this stuff goes, but it is what it is. And I appreciate each and every single one of y'all that pulled up yesterday for the watch party, that hung around as long as you did after the game. We did hear O'Connell. We didn't hear Pierce. I sent you guys over to Wasted because it didn't make sense to sit there and watch that drag out while my other brother was on. So definitely a good show he put on last night as well. And again, just because we're on the tail end of the season, it doesn't mean our content is going anywhere. We will still be here for you guys. So we will see you guys. I'm not going anywhere right now either, so don't take it that way. I would rather get Fields over Wilson. He's getting older. He got benched by but the reason he got benched was money. That injury, that little injury clause in the contract. And you heard Russell Wilson. For those that haven't seen the video's been all over the place. But pretty much he got a phone call telling him to renegotiate that contract. So it is what it is. Hammer, sleeper QB out of Washington State. Cameron Ward could get in the second. You know what? A lot of people have talked about him recently too. I'm not too, I don't know much about him. I guess I'm gonna have to start doing my homework on him. Shout out to Cowtown. Top of the morning, Ham. Appreciate you, brother. AP brings back the autumn win attitude, Max. That's a fact. Kuntz is an unrestricted free agent in 2025. So, yeah, we have one more year with Kuntz. Penix beat your Longhorns last year in a bowl game. Every blind squirrel finds a nut, bro. And this Texas team is a hell of a lot more different than it was last year. I do think it's going to be a good game, but I do still believe that Texas pulls it out in a win over Washington tonight. Justin Fields is a bum, has one good game followed by 3 or 4 bad, horrible games. He has 1 year left on his rookie deal. 2, if you pick up his expensive 5th-year option, then decision time. Valid ass point, T. T, you need a channel, bro, because you always come in with some haymakers, and you're another one that can really have supporting facts and back your shit up. And I definitely appreciate you, bro. And again, I really thank you for being a loyal follower as well, bro. Like, we always are able to chop it up when you're in the chat, and you always have some really insightful things to say. So I appreciate you. Shout out to Sean. Thank you for becoming a new subscriber. Much appreciated. $73.99. Appreciate you, brother. Anybody have a name Pierce has to hire? Wait. Anybody have a name Pierce has to hire at offensive coordinator? I still don't yet. Well, I really don't at the moment. I really don't. I'm not high on Ward myself. Okay. Look him up early and cheaper, overpay now, and that contract will be a bargain in 2 or 3 years. Being called a bum is crazy. Well, is it? I don't know how many of you guys watch wrestling or watch AEW. Like, look, the ongoing narrative recently was Eddie Kingston is a bum, but Eddie Kingston just won the new AEW Continental title on Saturday night after there was a fan that held up a sign that said he was a bum, and Bryan Danielson ran with that. But look, underdogs are people too, man. Appreciate y'all. Thumbs up, thumbs down, guys. Y'all want to open up the vault line for a little bit? We're not going to be on very long. I just wanted to do our Overreaction Monday a lot earlier than normal because I just want to try to chill the rest of the day. I go back to work tomorrow, but I thought it would be great for me to just come on a little earlier than normal for you guys to hang out. We have 146 in the chat, at least 146 on YouTube. I don't know Facebook and X, but again, those that are on those platforms, come on over to YouTube if you want to join the conversation. Shout out to, this is probably, I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm just going to say Lass. Shout out to Lass on becoming a new subscriber, 7,400 on the dot. Appreciate you. All right, so let's get this set up. Let's get this running. I'll take you guys' calls for a little bit. Let me find this real quickly. There's a way that I have to do this every single time, which is annoying. And no, not yet, guys. Not yet. I don't even have it set up. Do not call in yet. Let's get this done the right way. I always have to unpair it and repair it. So let's get this going in a second. Watch Huskies versus Texas tonight. Maybe watching our future. I'll be watching, Walt. I'll be watching. Absolutely. You guys know I'll be watching. I think I'm going to have to do a split screen between that and Monday Night Raw. Let's just make sure this is good. And it looks like we're in business. All right, so let's put this up on the screen. All right. There you guys have it on the screen. Call into the SeatGeek Vault line. Have your voices heard on today's topics. 347-471-0361. And we got our first caller. Raider Nation News today. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up? Hamlet's old school Raider calling from Latonia, Georgia.
What's up, brother? Happy New Year. How are you?
Hey, Happy New Year to you too. We had a struggling season this year. I'm glad we had somewhat of a good record. And I just wanted to say that if the cornerbacks and the free safeties will play like they used to, like jump up in the air and knock the ball down, prevent like first downs from the Colts getting them good catches yesterday, then really I think the Raiders would have won the game.
You know what's crazy? The
I
one of
you
those plays, you had them on 3rd and 1, and they put both safeties in the box, which it should have been a given. Like, yo, like corners, you guys need to play man on this. And clearly there was some type of lack of communication, and we saw Meek get cooked for that touchdown, which was definitely incredibly frustrating. But majority of the game, it didn't even seem like they were really trying to test Jack Jones. We know that he came off of 2 back-to-back weeks with pick sixes, but the one time that they did try to go at him, they call a bullshit pass interference that should have never been called at all. It was not catchable at all. That ball was out of bounds on the white. There's no way you're going to have, unless you were 8 feet tall and can stretch your tippy toes on the green, there's no way in hell you were catching that ball yesterday.
See, because, NFL Red Zone, they real picky at their games. So they don't, they don't get the game that they want to show breakthrough coverage of. So I'm subscribed, on the OLV channel on YouTube. I love it. And, I rather just listen to you all because y'all give that content, as Graf would say, about breaking the game down. And like I said, with the Raiders offense, they pissed me off yesterday. Because here you got the top most expensive paid offense in the NFL, getting paid, I think Graf said over $120 million. Man, I am gonna block real good. The damn quarterback ain't gonna get set not one time. This shit don't make no sense what that offensive line did yesterday. If that offensive line would have blocked well for AOC yesterday, we would have won. We would have won.
We should have ran the ball a hell of a lot more than we passed. Again, 47 attempts yesterday for Aiden O'Connell, going against a team that's ranked 29th in defensive rushing.
Yeah.
You should have ran the ball a hell of a lot more. We saw what Zeus did the week prior. And I don't get, this is like the same old song and dance where you steer away from what works, and it's incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, I feel like this is the underground all around the world same song, man. I'm from Georgia. Dude, Demille White is a good running back. And I'm like, on 4th and 1, y'all not going to give it this man the ball so he can take it up with a halfback lead? Shouts out to John Mann football and get a first down? It don't make no sense. It don't. It don't. That offensive line, we got to improve. Look, in that draft, we got to get better offensive line. Period.
Agreed. And I think it's going to be a mix, but I do think that we're probably going to go a lot more in the draft when it comes to drafting offensive linemen. I think that we may take a shot at trying to get one of these guys in free agency, but at the same time, I do think free agency, we need to make a big splash and go for somebody on the defensive interior, a guy like Chris Jones or even a guy like Leonard Williams. And then you figure out the rest moving forward, but we shall see. OG, I don't mean to cut you off, bro. I'm going to take some other calls, but I also want to get back to the chat because I see a couple of hot takes in this chat that I want to address as well, bro. Again, Happy New Year to you and your family, and we'll definitely be talking soon.
Yeah, like MC Hammer said, Hammer, they put you in the mix. All right, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Take it easy.
Take care.
Happy New Year.
You too.
All right.
I always feel like I butcher your name, bro. So I'm just gonna say G War. That's it. I don't want to get chastised. I don't want to get my ass chewed out for this, but you can't live on shoulda, woulda, coulda every year with we could have won that game. The reason why the Raiders are not consistently in the playoffs is because we don't have a superstar quarterback. Bro, you're preaching to the choir. We know what the upward trend is in the NFL now. It's that dual threat, a guy that will make plays, whether he's in the pocket or extending plays with his legs. And we haven't seemed to have had that in over a decade. And it is frustrating. They've drafted this quarterback in Aiden O'Connell, who is a pocket passer, a guy that was very much not utilized the correct way, developed the correct way to start his young career. And again, that could be something that's already crucial and critical to the future development of this kid. He's tried to hold his own to the best of his ability, but the offensive line plays a huge role in that as well. And definitely appreciate your comment in the chat. Abdullah is severely underutilized. He definitely was. We talked about that before in regards to his stats yesterday. And he's another guy that's an elusive type of guy that he was definitely utilized more as a swing back with other teams. You all of a sudden, he became a third down back on a consistent basis, but even at times was not being used the correct way as a third down back either. Shout out to Leaky. Hammer, what's up, brother? Salute. Mark Salter, happy New Year, bro. Too severe. My brother on the phone is more country than serve sandwich. Passionate as hell, though. Salute to the caller. Yo, T severe dropping bombs, bro. I can't with you. Salute to everybody in the chat. We have 153 in here. If you guys haven't already, break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell. Because the NFL is scripted and the Raiders don't have superstar QB that brings ratings to the NFL, that's why the Raiders are never in it. Look at the teams that are always in the playoffs, period. Definitely something to think about right there. And that's definitely a pretty valid point right there as well. Hammer, you are a professional. We appreciate you. I try to be, but you guys know, being from New York and having the wild mouth that I do, and I tend to say some reckless things that I probably shouldn't say. But it's all love. And again, this is all for you guys. Without you guys, none of this is possible. Salute to Hug D's on the 499. Grab Garrett Riley from Clemson as OC. Move up to 1 for Caleb and fill the rest of the draft with the trenches and box players. Address weaknesses head on. Another one, bro. Damn. Y'all are just coming with it today. I appreciate y'all hanging out, man. Damn. Hugs is bringing the heat today. We had 3 third-round picks, Byron Young, the wrong Byron Young, and Trey Tucker. They aren't it. Raiders need to redo their draft scouts. You think they should, Walt, you think they should hire me? Or maybe Wasted? Or Graf? You think they should hire one of us or hire all 3 of us? Put us in the building? We all know how to watch game film. We can give you our scouting reports on guys. What do you think? Trade with the Bears to get Fields or any of the top 3 to get your quarterback of the future. Again, I look at this draft class and some of the quarterbacks that are in it. We've talked about them ad nauseum. A lot of people, especially those on the West Coast, the USC fans, are Caleb season, Caleb. I think Caleb is another guy that's going to bring a diva mentality that we don't need. Drake May is a solid option, but he'll probably be gone as well. I think after that, you look at either Penix is questionable. I do think that the third or the next best option after May would probably be Bo Nix. I do. That's just my opinion. You guys have your opinions as well, but I think Nix would be the next guy. Like Penix with the knees, I don't know how I feel about that, how long he's going to last in the league. We know that they try to protect the quarterbacks at all costs, but I don't know if I want to take a risk like that on a first-round pick. Jaden Daniels, a lot of people have had their ups and downs. It is Gwar. Okay, my fault, bro. I apologize, man. I'm sorry. Walter wrong, Byron Young, the boy out of Tennessee is dog. A lot of people said that, though, when we got him. And I do believe Wasted said it was a wrong Byron Young as well. Hammer, for the love of God, I don't want Russell Wilson. What is your take? I joked around with Graf about it, saying, hey, let's give him a league vet minimum for 1 year. But I definitely don't want him in our building. No, we're not getting that number 1. Ain't nobody trying to look out for us. We should have tanked, like I said. Nah. Look, tanking is one thing I don't mess around with. It's something that I don't even like to talk about. Do you like Sweat or McKinley at DT? If you like Sweat, no. Oh God, here we go. Don't hate on my guy, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does against Washington tonight. If he gets Penix down at least 2, maybe 3 times, I'm telling you now, I'm just gonna laugh at you next time I see you in the chat. Bo Nix, Jamal Adams, okay. It's sad I said Jamal Adams. I'm sorry, Jamal Williams. It's sad that we host the Super Bowl and we're not in it. That definitely is. Other people are saying Knicks right now. We're currently picking at 11. Yeah. And I think if we win, I think we're still being within like a top 14, I believe, if I remember correctly. Wow. Penix won't last, and neither will Daniels. See, I'm glad that other people are seeing it the same way. I'm not touching that last comment because that just sounds like some real racist shit. Fuck you. Penix injury history is a concern. Yep. See, a lot of people feel the same way about that. Crush donkeys, go to the offseason, good vibes. That's a fact. Salute Desert Raider, Happy New Year. That was from Freight. I'm sorry. What up, Hammer? I'm so disappointed, but I don't know why I didn't expect this from the Raiders. We were on a roll and we lose to the Colts. We win against the Chiefs, but we lose against the Colts. Shake my head. Yeah. He got them T-Rex arms. Bro is a beast at 362 pounds. That is a force to be reckoned with, and he'll definitely be a guy that will take on double teams. And look, if we were to draft a guy like him, and let's say that we don't make that splash in free agency with a D tackle, and you have somebody like Tavondre Sweat on the interior with Tyree Wilson, forget about it. They're going to be trying to double team Tavondre Sweat over Wilson. It's going to open up endless possibilities for Wilson to succeed as a defensive tackle. Mark my words on that. It was almost like it was rigged. That's how it felt, bro. That's how it felt. Adams for a first-round longevity quarterback that's not a crackerjack box, fourth-round pick. Adams is old. Unless you're all blind, you didn't miss him dropping 4 passes when we needed them. Damn. Sorry, Bo Nix has to set his feet when he throws the ball. Yeah, he can throw, but not accurate when he has to throw on the run. He's not a Super Bowl caliber quarterback, had the best team around him. Okay. Penix doesn't take sacks. He sees the field and has a quick trigger. Okay, Walt. Okay. Definitely, look, this has been a very, very good live, especially with all you guys giving your thoughts and your opinions on this right now. Like, I'm really enjoying this with you guys right now, and I appreciate y'all hanging on out. Go watch this film, Hammer, then watch McKinley's. Okay. Plus, he was coached by Josh McDaniel and sat behind Jimmy G. Give AOC time to develop. But here's the thing. He really wasn't coached by McDaniels. He felt that he wasn't ready and had him as the emergency quarterback. When Garoppolo went down the first time and we had to play the Chargers, it was like, here, let me just prove my point. It was almost like see, I told you so. Like, you were not developing him the correct way. Instead, you have a journeyman who's been in the league for like 15 years and Brian Hoyer that you wanted as your backup quarterback. Why? Sweat is the second best defensive tackle on the team. Murphy's first. Debatable. But I see where you're going with that, Cowtown. I like Daniels and Penix at quarterback. Penix is the best pure passer in the draft. He's not the threat with his legs that JD is, but he has enough mobility to hurt you. JD knows how to protect himself. Salute to Eddie Cologne. Salute, Hammer. Appreciate the content. Love the channel. Agree 100% about these refs. Team has responded with AP. Yeah, they definitely have. They've rallied around him, and he appears to be a leader of men. And again, this dude grew up being a Raider fan, loving the Raiders. Like, he has that Raider attitude, that Raider mentality that we've been missing for years. Like, that is my head coach. Every time I hear that dude talk, like, and I've said this to people when I'm not here, AP is a guy I would absolutely run through a wall for. Definitely a guy I wish I would have had as a coach. Not to say the coaches that I had growing up and throughout me playing semi-pro were not great coaches. All of them had different things that I learned from each and every single one of them, and they were all great coaches. So I'm not saying anything negative about those coaches at all. Bo Nix right now versus Liberty, 19 for 25, 257 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Good God almighty. There you go. Any sleeper QBs in the draft? I haven't really seen any. Belinda says draft Kool-Aid McKinstry. You guys have heard me talk about McKinstry a couple of weeks ago. He's a guy I wouldn't mind getting. He's probably like the second best corner, and he's a shutdown corner, which I feel like we haven't had a shutdown in a very long time. If we happen, if we're able to get some type of trade and get an earlier first round pick as well, I would say get our quarterback. If we have another pick in the middle of the pack, like around 14, 15, then we try to get Kool-Aid McKinstry as well. And then we figure out the offensive line and potentially bringing in, drafting another defensive tackle as well. I don't care who this against, bro. Beat who's in front of you. That's a fact. What's your opinion, Hammer, on all the missed passes, receiver's fault or QB's fault? A couple of them. Look, if it's in your hands, you should have caught it. That's all I'm going to say on that. If it was in your hands, you should have caught the ball. That's it. That's really the only thing I can say about that from yesterday. And Liberty is 13-0. Well, you guys saw Florida State and they thought that they should have been in the college football playoffs, and you saw them get dog walked the other day. What was it? 63-3? Stop it. True, don't think Devontae Adams will be with us next year. He needs to protect his legacy. I'm cool with that. Where do you think he goes, though? And do you think that he's going to end up going to the New York Jets? Lafayette Raiders. We need AP to move this organization forward. And I think he is a guy to help move this organization forward, especially with a guy like Champ Kelly as a GM as well. He'll be able to make decisions. It's not going to be a dictatorship where the head coach is like, oh, this is what we should do. This is what I want. You just heard a couple of weeks ago how these idiots in Ziegler and McDaniels had a little sword fight over trying to trade up to draft CJ Stroud, and McDaniel said no. Like, you're out of your mind. We are seeing right now what CJ Stroud is capable of at the next level, and he's definitely a front runner for offensive rookie of the year. So yeah, trade us Crosby and Josh Jacobs for number 1 pick, and y'all got a deal. You are smoking meth. Put that down, bro. Yeah, that game was ridiculous. What do you think of Joe Milton, and have you watched his film from Tennessee, the quarterback? I have not. This is what I would really love for you guys to do, if you can. If you guys are following me on any of my social media platforms and you guys see them on the bottom of the screen right now running, follow me and give me some players that you guys think I should start doing some homework on, some guys that we should consider for the upcoming 2024 NFL draft. And I would love to just do a deep dive, find some tape on them, and give you guys my assessment and my opinion on these players. I'm here for it. I appreciate that too. Bo plays sucked. Yeah, Bo is not, and I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks, Lafayette. He is not an offensive coordinator. We went through his history throughout the league. He has served as an offensive assistant more times than none, or a QB's coach. He is not an offensive coordinator, and it's as clear as day now. And again, not an insult, just a fact of life. Same I'm missing. Huskies have Penix and 3 receivers that we drafted high. Your Longhorns are going down hard. Yo, Walt, we have, let's see, Texas has one of the top 2 receivers going into this draft in Xavier Worthy. They have one of the top 2 tight ends, actually the number 2 ranked tight end going into this draft in Jatavion Sanders. Stop it, bro. We have the second best defensive tackle in Tavondre Sweat. We have, I think, the number 1 ranked running back going into this draft in Jonathan Brooks. Stop it. My Seminoles were 13-0, and they got their asses handed to them by Georgia. Yeah, and everybody thought that they should have been in the college football playoffs. That would have been a hell of a lot worse. Hook 'em, baby. Hook 'em. No offense, but in the real world, outside of the same QBs, Herbert, Allen, and Burrow, it's the quarterbacks winning more. Look, again, that's not an insult. It's a fact of life, bro. You're 1,000% correct. Our best bet is to draft Bo Nix. That's our reality now. Ain't no Drake May or Caleb coming here. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Y'all wanted to win out. This is the position we're in. And you're the one that wanted the tank, bro, which I don't know how any fan, I don't even know how old you are, and I'm not going to sit here and be an asshole, but like, it's a different generation for those that are like, oh, we should tank. We should just throw the season away. No, absolutely not. I'm definitely the 2 words in sports that piss me off and just make me sick to my stomach more than any other 2 words in professional sports: tanking and rebuilding. Those words make me sick to my stomach, my guy. And it's one thing you will never hear me say about any of my favorite sports teams, that I want to see them do those type of things. F that. Hammer, what do you think about Raiders talking to Garrett Riley for the OC spot? Why not? Van City, what's good? Can my 8-year-old son get a Raiders? Raiders! There you go. Salute Van City, Happy New Year, and for your son, Raiders. There you go. If we don't keep AP, who would be your top choice at head coach after that? It would probably be Harbaugh. Not going to shy away from it. It would probably be Harbaugh if it's not AP. But I really, really hope that AP is our next head coach and our head coach for the next 2-3 years, man. Danny Boy, salute, salute, salute. Thank you, Big Heck. That's a fact. All right. We've been on for almost an hour. I think we covered everything we needed to cover today. Like I said, I wanted to do it earlier just to hang out with you guys. We still have almost 200 in the chat. Do you guys want me to stay on a little bit longer? Thumbs up, thumbs down. If not, I could always wrap it up right now and call it a day. Like I said, I will be back on Wednesday for our presser. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we might have a special guest on this Wednesday as well. So stay tuned for that. I don't want to drop any names yet, but we will have a guest on Wednesday night. I think that's going to be 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And again, that'll probably be my last live for the week. So yeah, Pittsburgh has no quarterback. And that's why me and the guys have talked about this in regards to this whole Russell Wilson situation. And we've given a couple of different landing spots. It could be Pittsburgh. It could be Washington. It could be Atlanta. It might even be, it could even potentially be New England. That's what we've thought about. So, no, it's not AP. I wish. No, the guest is somebody around the IG world, and he's been doing a lot of videos recently. There have been some things to definitely laugh about. You were making my first day of the year. Appreciate you. Thoughts on the UFL? So yeah, for those that don't know, the USFL and the XFL have merged to create what is now going to be the UFL. They pretty much split the teams from each league, making it a XFL division and a USFL division. I really wasn't watching it that much last year, so there's really not much I can comment on. I'll definitely try to take a look this coming season and see who you got, Michigan or Bama. I am definitely rolling with Michigan. I can't stand Alabama, and that's going to be Texas's new rival when we arrive in the SEC next season. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Instagram, Walt. I can't. Get off my lawn, gang. Get off my lawn, gang. Shout out to Frank Flores on the $4.99 super. Much appreciated, man. Okie, what's good, man? I don't know what that's all about, but okay. Oh, no. No, that's not who it is. Like I said, just stay tuned. Wednesday, you guys will be in for it. Happy New Year. Appreciate the content. Appreciate you. Van City, wash your mouth out with soap right now, dude. Wait, it's time for the prune juice. I can't with y'all. Yup, go blue. I think I had said it to somebody today, like earlier today, that I was like, I want Michigan to win, because here's the other thing with that. So I'm going to have the opportunity to see Charles Woodson again this coming weekend. So if we have Michigan and Texas, I'm gonna have to joke around and mess around with him a little bit about that matchup for the college football championship. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That'll be interesting. I might have to try to get somebody to do a video of me when me and C Wood link up again. And salute to him, salute to Woodson Whiskey. If you guys haven't had it yet, you're definitely missing out. Realistically, it's the only whiskey that I even remotely drink anymore. I can't touch anything else. Buckeyes fans can't stand Michigan cheering for Penix. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. what is it? Almost 3 o'clock here. And I do have some running around I want to do as well, to get myself ready for this next 3 days for this work week. So I appreciate each and every single one of y'all pulling on up today. If you haven't already, break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions in the house at Hammer built by the nation for the nation. Raider Nation news today. Continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID is back and on the rise. Remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. Till next time, y'all. Peace, love, and positivity. I'm outro.